I've got a video planned. It's about halfway done. I'm gonna go through this real quick and explain to you why it wasn't done on time. I have priorities set in life, and my priorities are set in a way to make sure I don't live my life with regret. I've gone over this in the previous videos, but basically my personal brand or my business coaching and mentoring or posting videos, it's like fourth on the list. Those things that were above it are taking my time, not giving me enough time to make the best version of the videos I want to make because of them. I hope we get like a couple million views of you doing that silly face. That's why I'm not posting as much as I was wanting to post, but we're gonna give you a little breakdown on all the stuff that is getting in the way of it. Like right now, we're heading to go pick up a bunch of keys and some packages that were returned so we could get everything ready to ship back out again, because one of those priorities that's above me making videos and that kind of stuff is my business, KeySmart. And that requires a little more of my time right now while we're adjusting to the current market and how we have to adjust and deal with the situation it's in right now. So they are another priority that's above it. So I'm making sure, because I do have, there's only 2 here, but I have 3 teenage daughters, and for some reason they still want to spend time with me. So I make sure I give them time to do stuff. And then my wife's birthday was this last week, so I want to make sure I spend time with her because she's also above it. So lots of stuff going on, but we'll go through a little bit and at least try to show you I'm not just lazy. I have to drive that every once in a while. It's funny I don't drive it more because I love driving that thing, and it is the most reliable long-term vehicle I've owned. It's had 0 issues, minus the power steering pump, which is a Ford issue. Once we fix that, there was no issues at all. So I don't know why I don't drive it more. First stop's done. Like I said, we're trying to adapt here with the new way that our business has to pivot to be more profitable and grow, because right now we're stagnant and we're not doing the numbers we want to be doing right now. But one of those ways is we're trying to become a bigger player in the special order type of keys, providing them nationally. Our goal is to get a brand, like vehicle brand, to use us exclusively for the aftermarket keys. Right now what we're doing, the reason I'm picking it up, is we're building a system that is a sustainable system for the long term and makes it to where we can actually do this on a bigger scale. So that's stop 1. I don't know if it's showing, but those flicker. I need to fix that. So stop 2, this return stuff for those special orders, so I can charge stuff, make sure it's still working, and then ship it back out. That's the process on almost a daily basis that I'm doing right now. I'm either programming the keys or helping program the keys, depending on where I send them, or picking up the keys or dropping off the new shipments. After I get the return, I have to then repackaged up for the next people, make sure that if I'm sending a laptop, it's charged, that kind of stuff. So it's a process. It's not perfect yet, but we are working on it. And that's why I'm doing it, is while you're creating the process and the system, you, business owner, boss, whatever, you have to do the work so that you can get through the problems and the issues to get to the actual doing it efficiently part, and then you can train, and then you can delegate it out. But until then, you could just delegate it and try to figure it out, but you're never going to have the system down fully right. It's a super important part to any new system you're building, that you take the time to build it yourself and make sure it's something you're getting done the way you want it done, versus getting it done wrong, costing yourself money, because then it's not a valuable tool for you. So just, that's how we're working. It's also some family stuff involved because they are a higher priority for me. So like when it was my wife's birthday, we went away for the weekend with her when I would normally film and edit. So I didn't do that, but I would rather not do that than make her feel like something like this is more important to her. Because in the long run, she's always going to be more important, and my goals or whatever might change. So I need to make sure that I'm constantly showing her she means more to me. We're at the first stop, which is FedEx. We use FedEx for international shipping because UPS lost our packages and held them for fraud or something. So we no longer trust them with our international packages, and they're getting dangerously close to us not trusting them with our domestic packages. Normally at this time, I would be picking up my one daughter that's not homeschooled. She wanted to go back to like traditional school, so she's there. So normally around this time at 4 o'clock, I'm going to pick her up. But today, I gave some kids a ride to school. Their dad's picking them up, so I don't have to. So it makes my day a little easier. But normally, I have to do this right after picking her up, which creates just more time, because then when I get home, it's time for dinner, spending time with my wife outside of work, which is a really important thing. If you work with your spouse like I do, we own our business together, you need to schedule time to be husband and wife without work involved, and it's difficult because you're spending so much time together. During the day you think it's fine, but that's a business partnership. Your relationship at home needs to have its own time to breathe, and that's where I'm struggling a little bit with keeping up on top of this in my filming. And because I love doing this is the thing I do for fun on the side. I love to share and try to help and inspire. Hopefully you're getting that from this channel. But I just figured it would be good, one, to let you know how I do it, but also setting your life priorities and living your life by those priorities is such an important thing, because you don't live your life with regret. And instead of me regretting how much time I spend filming or whatever, if there becomes a conflict between two things, I default of the higher priority, and it ensures that you're not regretting what you're doing and how you're spending your time, and lets you live a more content life. And then, like I said, once you do that, everything gets easier in your life. So that's why I'm doing what I'm doing. And like I said, I try to share and help along the way, because that is something I enjoy, and I use that as my building my personal brand time, or my secondary or my side business stuff. Main business that pays the bills gets a higher priority. Final stop, positing checks in the bank. I used to have a deposit machine at my house to deposit the checks for me, and I wouldn't have to go anywhere. The problem with that is they actually charge you to do their job for them. Now I just go deposit it in the ATM. Very fortunate that I'm doing pretty well in my business and my life to where these kinds of little fees do not make or break me. So I don't know how I would have survived earlier on when money was so tight for me, if I would have had to pay all these fees all the time to do everything in this world. And by no means do I want to sound like I'm complaining or ungrateful. I'm just trying to show, doesn't matter where you're at in life or what you've got going on, there's always something someone else is going through, or silly little things that are taking up your day and requiring you to set priorities. And doesn't matter if you're in a McLaren or a Hyundai, those problems and frustrations and things throughout your day take up your time and frustrate you all the same. So it gets a lot easier when you get to drive a McLaren around to run your daily errands. Because other days I don't do this, I'm doing something else, I'm at my computer more, whatever. But I just want to kind of take you along for the ride and show you how so many little things can stack up and blow up your day. And that's where you can build frustration and headaches and just start to really not like how your life is. And something so simple as just setting your priorities can eliminate most of that. It's not going to get rid of it all. You're still going to be frustrated from time to time. It's 100% normal, but it gets rid of most of it. So hopefully this helped you in some way. And don't worry, most of my stuff's going to be the normal stuff, but I also want to start to incorporate this kind of a thing into it, where I just kind of show you what it's like to run a business doing what I do, and then trying to also build a personal brand and a coaching business and a side job along the way. See you on the next one.